Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode of Rob's World of Boxing. Let's get it. Alright. I want to get into this fight night recap video. Man, oh man. It was an upset, people. Upset. Big upset. Yeah, man, I don't want to waste no time, man. Let's get right to this thing. It was last night, May 7th, 2022. It was in Las Vegas at the T-Mobile Arena. It was the DAZN pay-per-view event. Eddie Hearn, Matchroom, DAZN. All those guys. Yeah. All right. Let's get into the undercard, man. Let's breeze through this undercard real quick because I want to get to straight to the main event, man. Let's breeze through the undercard. All right. The first fight on the undercard was between Zhilei Zhang and Scott Alexander. It was a heavyweight contest, a 10-rounder. Zhilei Zhang was 23-0 with 1 draw, 18 KOs. Scott Alexander was 16-4 with 2 draws and 8 KOs. Zhilei Zhang was representing China. That's his hometown. Scott Alexander, he's from South Central LA. This was a pretty quick contest. Zhilei Zhang getting Scott Alexander out of there in the first round. He hit Scott Alexander with a straight left hand in the first round, and yeah, disposed of him pretty quickly. Getting another win for Zhilei, earning another win for himself. Advancing his records to 24-0 with 1 draw, 19 KOs. Scott Alexander dropping to 16-5 with 2 draws and 8 KOs. And yeah, man, kind of making South Central look bad, man, in the process. Yeah, man. Zhang, he's nice. He's a pretty interesting prospect. At heavyweight, I can see him going up against some of the upper echelon at heavyweight, but he's 38 years of age. Well, I think he's 39 actually, so he need to speed it up. I like everything about Zhilei Zhang except for his age. So yeah. All right, let's get into the next fight on the card. It was between Pedro Vicente and Mark Castro. It was they're lightweights. Lightweight is 135 pounds. If you didn't know, it was a 6-round contest. Pedro Vicente, he was 7-4 with 1 draw, 2 KOs. Mark Castro was 6-0 with 5 KOs. Vicente was putting on for Puerto Rico. He's from Puerto Rico. And Mark Castro was from Fresno, California. In Central California, up here with, well, I'm in Northern California. He's in Central California. So we in Cali, man. But yeah, man. It was a pretty boring fight. I ain't gonna lie to you. Castro got dropped his last fight, so I guess he was trying to be more careful this fight. But he didn't really have to. He could have got this opponent out of there, man. The opponent was really like a tomato can, if you ask me, skill-wise. Yeah, man, Castro was supposed to be this, he's supposed to be this Olympian coming off the Olympics, and he's in his pro career 6-0, and you know what I'm saying, he wasn't impressive to me at all. He's slow-footed in there. He's slow in the ring. He's nothing to write home about, in my opinion. Yeah. So let's get into the next fight on the card. But anyway, hold on. Before we go on to the next fight on the card, Castro won that fight in the unanimous decision. All three judges had Castro winning 60-54 on their scorecards. So they had him dominating the whole fight. But as I said, I didn't see anything to write home about with Castro. So yeah, I'm gonna move on to the next fight on the card, which was a 10-round contest at welterweight. Welterweight is 147 pounds, if you didn't know. It was between Christian Gomes, who has a record of 22 wins, 2 losses, and 1 draw, and 20 KOs. Had a record of that. and Shakaram Giasov, who was 12-0 with 9 KOs. Giasov, he's from Uzbekistan, and Christian Gomes, he's from Mexico. Kenny Bayless was the third man in the ring. Giasov was actually an Olympian from Uzbekistan. I didn't know that initially, but they informed me during the fight he was an Olympian from Uzbekistan. And it showed, man. He had nice boxing skills in there. He had like a slick boxer stance, i.e. Roy Jones Jr. He would keep that hand down too, like Roy did too. You know, so if you know, if you got somebody in there who nice with counters, they can, you know, capitalize off of that. But his opponent actually tried to capitalize. He hit, you know, came with the, you know, some nice shit, but it wasn't enough, man. Just like as I stated, Giasov, he's a nice boxer in there. He dropped Gomes in the 4th round actually with a nice right hand hook. Giasov being so he showed a little, you know, a little pop in his punch too, man. Giasov caught Gomes again in the 7th round with a left hand uppercut. It was kind of a push afterwards, but nonetheless, he hit him with the punch, and Gomes dropped. So that was his second knockdown he had to Gomes in the fight, and Gomes was supposed to be the power puncher and Giasov the boxer. So Giasov, he really showed me a lot, man. He showed me he can box, and he showed me he can, you know, he got a little pop to his punch with that. But in the 8th round, Gomes almost dropped Giasov in the 8th round. Because at the end of the 7th round, he hit him with a nice little uppercut, and I was like, oh, you know, that caught him. I see it. You know what I'm saying? Giasov. And in the 8th round, Gomes came out and jumped on Giasov. He actually, like I stated, he almost dropped him. And then in the 10th round, Giasov dropped Gomes again, putting the you know, the exclamation point on the win for Giasov. Giasov won a unanimous decision on all 3 judges. Well, yeah, he won a unanimous decision. 2 judges had it 99 to 88. Sorry about that. And the 3rd judge having it 98 to 89. All for your winner, Giasov. But yeah, man. As I stated, man, Giasov, he's nice. He does it well. He's a good boxer. He has some pop to his punch. He can work on his defense. But yeah, man, it's some dogs at 147 pounds. So yeah, man, I need to see a little bit more out of Giasov, you know, before I, you know, put him up there with the upper echelon at 147. But yeah, nonetheless, good showing. All right, let's get into the next fight on the card. It was the co-main or the co-feature, whatever you want to call it. The last undercard fight, whatever you want to call it. Shit, it was a 12-round contest at junior welterweight. Junior welterweight is 140 pounds. If you didn't know, it was between Montana Love and Gabriel Gallus, one of them motherfuckers. Montana Love was 17-0 with 1 draw, 9 KOs. Gabriel Gallus was 25-2 with 1 draw, 15 KOs. Montana Love, he's from Cleveland, Ohio. Gabriel Gallus, he's from Guadalajara, Mexico. All right, let's get into the contest. This was a pretty close fight. The whole fight, it was a back and forth contest. Despite the first 2 rounds, Love dropped Gallus in the first round with a check right hand hook that put Gallus on his butt. I guess it probably caught him off guard. Looked like he shocked him and it hurt him. Yeah. guess it gave Love a lot of confidence, because in the second round, Love came out pretty confident. Then Love got dropped with an overhand left. Yeah, man. So yeah, man. The first 2 rounds were pretty exciting, but the rest of the fight, it was I'm not gonna lie, it was okay. It was a back and forth contest. No man really pulling away. Montana Love not really showing me what I need to see, for me to feel like he's ready to take that next step. I thought he was, but shit, man. I mean, you gonna have to, bro. You about that age. I mean, it might be just time to lose. But yeah, Montana Love got the win. A unanimous decision win for Montana Love. He won on all 3 score. All 3 judges had it the same. 114, 112 for your winner, Montana Love. I don't know, but yeah, like I said, Montana Love, man, you need to show me more, man. I need to see more. I'm not convinced. But yeah, man. Let's get into the main event. The reason why all y'all here, man. Canelo Alvarez versus Dmitry Bivol. Man, oh man. It was an upset, people. I ain't even gonna say it was an upset. Cause Canelo, he went up to 175. I feel like he needed to stay at 168 pounds. I feel like he did bite off more than he could chew. Somebody said it in the broadcast. Who said that shit? I think it was Daniel Jacobs. He bit off more than he could chew, and I think he really has bit off more than he could chew at 175 pounds. Canelo's great, man, but 175. Come on, man. But yeah. Let's get into the fight, man. Without further ado, it was a 12-round contest at light heavyweight. Light heavyweight is 175 pounds. If you didn't know, it was between Saul Canelo Alvarez and Dmitry Bivol. Canelo Alvarez was 57-1 with 2 draws, 39 KOs. Dmitry Bivol was 19-0 with 11 KOs. All right, let's get right into it, man. Hold on, people. You know how I come. We gotta. All right, man. It was a show, man. Canelo, man. Canelo was a fucking show. He's a superstar, man. He's the face of boxing. He's everything I said he was. And, they love him, man. Those Hispanic fans, they came out in full force for Canelo. The atmosphere was electric. Yeah, man, let's get into the fight, man. Canelo, he came out, man. He came out with a boy came out with a mariachi band. They had it was going down. He had fireworks and shit. It was crazy. As I stated, the atmosphere was electric for Canelo, though. They was booing Bivol from the start. But yeah, let's get into the fight. Round 1. Bivol did a good job of throwing combos and landing the jab and using his feet. He was using his feet to move around the ring. And because Canelo, he's a power puncher and he a plotter. So he'll come forward and he'll plot to throw that power. But every time he'll see Canelo getting ready to, he plot and getting ready to throw a punch. Because everything Canelo throws is with power. Every time he see Canelo ready to throw a punch setting up, he'll move. So I gave the first round to Bivol. Just, doing a good job of boxing, hitting and not getting hit and using the ring. Round 2. Bivol still doing more of the same work from round 1, but Canelo body work and pressure was looking good. Looking like it was starting to wear on Bivol slightly. So I gave that round to Saul Canelo Alvarez. Round 3. Bivol combinations was backing up Canelo. He was throwing more than I seen anybody throw against Canelo in recent years. So yeah, man, I was like, I'm giving that round to Bivol too. Round 4, Canelo was coming forward constantly, throwing some heavy shit. As I stated, Canelo, he doesn't throw anything but power punches. That's all he was throwing was power, power, power. I was like, God damn, them motherfuckers look like they hurt. I'm happy I ain't in that ring. But yeah, then at the end of the ring, Canelo hit Bivol with a nasty little uppercut. He's a little aggressive little motherfucker. He hit he hit him with a nasty uppercut, man. I gave that round to Canelo, man. Round 5, it was close. It was a close round, man. You could have gave it to either fighter, in my opinion, but I gave it to Bivol because he had a nice little flurry in the middle of the round. Canelo, he looked good initially in the beginning of the round, but in the middle of the round, Bivol had a nice flurry of combinations and was using his feet better, you know, at the end of the round. So I gave that round as to Bivol. It was a back and forth contest, basically. Each fighter getting each round up to this point in the fight, in my opinion. The 6th round, it was a good job. Bivol, it was a good job by Bivol. Bivol had Canelo on the ropes. Well, Canelo was on the ropes. He didn't have him on the ropes. Canelo voluntarily went on the ropes and was trying to lay traps, but he wasn't. He was just basically... He'll basically just sit there too long and let Bivol do some good work, man. Bivol was very smart with his punch selection, and he didn't fall for the traps Canelo was trying to set. So I gave that round to Bivol as well. Round 7 was another round for Dmitry Bivol, in my opinion. I had Canelo. He wasn't doing enough, man. He just wasn't doing enough. So I got that round to Bivol. Round 8, yeah, man. This one Bivol started pulling away, in my opinion. I gave another round to Bivol. This is 3rd consecutive round. I gave, I gave that round to Bivol. Canelo looked like he was getting tired. He actually looked like he was getting tired, like in the 5th or 6th round. But in the 8th round, I really seen the fatigue wearing on him, and he was getting caught with some nice little counter punches, and he was getting Bivol confident, in my opinion. I seen it coming through, and you know, in the fight, his confidence was starting to shine through. In the 9th round, it was a better round for Canelo. Bivol wasn't throwing as many punches, probably due to Canelo's pressure and just power in his punches. So it had Bivol slightly gunshot. So I gave that round to Canelo Alvarez. Round 10, Bivol pushed Canelo back that round. He was catching Canelo with some nice counter punches as well. So I gave that round to Bivol. Round 11, Bivol, round 11, man, Bivol lightweight beat the hell out of Canelo. Well, no, I wouldn't say the hell. He was beating Canelo. He was beating him up pretty handily, though. And I think Canelo knew it, man. You could tell he was angry, man. He even tried dipping Bivol. They got I don't know how they got in that position. What I do know, it was like a grab or punch. Something happened, and fucking Canelo had Bivol on his neck and almost dipped him on his neck. I was like, Canelo mad. He a little angry bull right now. But yeah, man. The 12th round, you could tell Canelo was exhausted. Bivol, he was still throwing combos, man. So I gave that 12th and final round to Dmitry Bivol. And I gave the fight to Dmitry Bivol. I had it I had the fight pretty not far away, but I had 8 rounds for Dmitry Bivol, Canelo winning 4. Yeah, man, the judges end up having it all the same. It was a unanimous decision win for Dmitry Bivol, your winner, man. Massive, well, I wouldn't say it wasn't a slight upset, but as I stated in my my preview video, Dmitry Bivol, man, he's nothing to sleep on, man. He's nice, man. He's a 175-pound, natural 175-pounder, man. He could use his feet. You know, people sleep on his footwork and his defense. You know, he's not even a power puncher, but he does have power. So I knew Canelo was gonna have his hands full with this fight. But as I stated, man, all three judges had it the same, man. 115, 113, unanimous decision winner. Unanimous decision win for your winner, Dmitry Bivol. Yeah, man. I actually thought the judges, man, I thought the judges wasn't gonna get it right on this fight. I thought they were gonna try to rob Bivol. I didn't think you can actually beat Canelo on the cards in Vegas, and they proved me wrong, man. Good job, judges, man, for real, man. Because you know boxing is known for that, but I ain't even gonna fuck that. You know what I'm saying? They turning a new leaf, man, and they showed me that last night, man. You know what I'm saying? It was a great showing for Dmitry Bivol, and he said he felt like he won. He won the fight, and the judges rewarded him with a win, man. Good job, man. Good job, Bivol, and good job Canelo too, man. Canelo, bro, he's in my opinion, he's a natural 168 pounder, 168 pounder, man. He has no business at 175 pounds. He should not be fighting at 175 pounds. He's doing that, as he stated, to challenge himself. And I can see that, because these guys are much bigger than him in height. You know, he has he's a, you know, a bull. He could pack a punch, but imagine at 168. Nobody could fuck with him at 168. Guaranteed. He the undisputed champion, man. Just keep beating them guys up at 168. Fight Charlo, fight Andre, fight these guys, man. And I think Canelo beat the hell out of all them guys. No lie. And I fuck with all them guys. But yeah, man, I think he just bit off a little bit more than he could chew at 175. He talking about a rematch, Canelo being. I don't feel like he should exercise that rematch clause. I feel like his Mexican fans will understand, because I understand. 175 just a little too much for the guy. He might go back, lose again. We don't need Canelo keep losing like that. Stay at 168, do what you do, man. Get big money fights. They're there, even with this loss. Real boxing fans know who the hell Canelo Alvarez is. And yeah, man. But yeah, as I stated, good job fighters, good job judges, man. Good job, judges. After this fight, man, Canelo, I was just thinking, like, lead up to the fight, like, Canelo, he really is starting to speak English hella well. He turning into a superstar, because, you know, that's always like a little barrier. If you can't speak English, people got to go to the translator, then see what you said, and I'm like, oh, man. But, you know, Canelo, he was starting to learn how to speak English before the fight, and he had learned. He was saying, he was at full conversation, he was saying words I don't even know. I'm like, damn, Canelo, he coming. But after the fight, that boy, he didn't know how to speak English no more. I was like, what the fuck, Canelo? What did you do? You were just speaking English. You were just saying big-ass words, putting them together well. Wasn't stuttering and stammering like I do sometimes. Like, nigga, it's my language, and you speaking it better than me. But after the fight, he didn't know it. And I'm like, oh, man, it was hilarious. But I guess that's what he did. You know, he probably was kind of embarrassed, man. And he didn't want to talk in English. Or maybe he was just trying to endear the Spanish crowd. I don't know. But that Hispanic crowd. With Latino crowd, because it's probably more than just Hispanics. Yeah, man. Canelo, man, I know he didn't mean no harm, man, but he lost on Cinco de Mayo weekend, man. God damn. And I know that was crushing for the Hispanics. That was crazy. But he ain't a loser in life, though. He Canelo fucking Alvarez. And I bet he, you know, hopped in his Bugatti after the fight. And as he stated, the next day, today, he doing leg day out that Bugatti. You know? And yeah, man, he ain't got nothing to be ashamed about. None of these fighters who I talked about in this video who fought last night have anything to be ashamed about. As I stated, every fighter who get in there and put his life on the line, I respect him, man. You got my utmost respect. Good job, all fighters, man. But yeah, man, nonetheless, it was a good action of boxing. It was some good action, you know, in boxing last night. If you missed it, you missed out. Yeah, man, like, comment, subscribe, all that shit. Rob's World of Boxing, people. Yeah.